Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Matt, Dlux, DluxFab.com. Today, still 124 stuff. So, if you watched last week's video, you saw the fitment issues we were having fitting this servo and stuff in the stock chassis here. It's hitting this. So what I decided to do was, instead of just trying to solve all those problems for a chassis that I'm ultimately not going to use, we're going to move forward and move to the chassis that we're going to use next. So, the chassis we have here is an MW Designs C1 chassis for 124 scale. That's Marcus Welch. And y'all know that guy. He's a driving maniac. He's good dude. Designs cool stuff, and it works. So, we're going to take our axles here that we worked on last week. Don't mind the servo horn thing. I got to run to the hobby store here in a little bit. I'm going to try to find some different wheels. Hopefully they have some in stock. I try to do my best to patronize local hobby shops best I can, instead of just going straight to the, eBay or whoever and try to buy that stuff. So we're going to put this on the front. Got our rear axle right here. We're going to keep with the factory shocks for now. Like I said, we'll see in a bit what they have at the hobby shop when I leave the house to go see what they have. But we're going to start with the chassis. We also have this micro transmission. It's unreleased. I don't have a name on it. You're going to ask me a bunch of data. Honestly, I really don't have much. So we're going to put that on here in a bit, make that work, and see potential issue. Right? I wonder if this spur gear is too big. We're going to find out. So, follow along. We're going to build this truck. So as you can see here, I've already put the 4 chassis stays on the side. That's where they go. Hopefully y'all can see that well. One goes in this top front corner up here. The front one. The rear one. All the way at the rear. Now, these two here. This one, yeah, it needs to go there. You see one of the holes is a little higher than the rest of the shock holes. That one's going there. And we're going to start with this one here. I may move it because I'm probably going to screw my shocks into this to use that chassis spacer, but we'll get to that in a few minutes. So I got all those started. We're going to go ahead and put this other plate on. Comes included with hardware. Sorry for the grody fingernails and hands. I've been working on my real truck, my old Dodge, and messing with axle grease and 90 weight. You can't get away from it. You're going to be a mess. It's just the way it is. Did my best to scrub it off, but as any of you who work on real cars knows, you can only so much you can do. So we're going to start this in here, not crooked. Chassis comes with 4 chassis stays. Also comes with body mounts, I believe. They may or may not be included. Check the description. But you guys have seen our body mounts here. We're going to use these on this truck. If memory serves me right, they are not included. So forgive me on that misspeak. Have to purchase that separately. But they're on the website under 124 stuff. You can find it. Now, moving to the transmission here. So the motor goes forward. It fits in, just like you'd expect. Like that. So I'm going to find, real quick, I didn't sort out these bolts yet. These are the rear links. So I'm going to get those mounted to the skid. I guess I'm just going to pick screws from that I've pulled out of the... Dang it. Try to use screws from the kit, reuse that. And today we're going to put the put the bend to the rear on this one because I want to. Everything sticks to my little towels here. Get out of there. Y'all watch me struggle with these little bolts and screws. That screw is not long enough. It doesn't have any bite. So I need a different screw. This one looks a little longer. We'll try this one. Next, I need to go to the hobby shop and grab some more hardware, stuff like that. So I need one more longish one. Here it is. You'll love it, guys. You don't move and somehow you still lose things. I know I'm not the only one. I might come up short on hardware on this. We'll see. If I do, that's on me. Here's the rear uppers. Those will go to the chassis. These are front lowers. So again, I need some more long dinky screws. I think I might come up short on hardware. Maybe I can pillage it from this. That's what I should have been doing in the first place, guys. Alright, now that we have more hardware here, let's mount these front lowers. So, these two next ones here, those are the front, the upper rear uppers are straight. These here, these will be the front uppers, front lowers. These rod ends are the or Injora. If you need one or whatever, you need some, you can buy them from Injora. Pretty basic stuff. Information on this trans, guys, you can ask me, but I really don't have much on it. I know we have the design in the pipeline. Obviously, I have one in my hands. But as far as release dates and all that, I just don't know. So this one still even has the factory motor on it. So hopefully that all works out in the position it's in. Let me slide this other stuff out the way. As you can see, this Class 1 chassis is a little bit skid forward. Same as the, let me turn this around. Get out of here with that noise. This one is the same. So these drive shafts should work. This is the deadbolt version. So it has the transmission stuff mounted a little bit further forward. So if need be, I might be able to reuse some of these body mounts and stuff. We'll see in a bit. I haven't gotten that far. All right, now we got our links installed. We're going to bring this in from the bottom and get our skid and transmission mounted. As most of you know, it's best to grab screws and drop them because your hands are too big to hang on to them. You need to start all of your, if possible, start all your screws before you tighten them down on something like this. Just the, dadgummit, get over here. With the nature of cutting anything in carbon, there's going to be some tolerance stacking, as it were. So most of y'all know this already, I'm sure, but if not, I'll educate you. What happens is, as you cut carbon with your carbide bits, the carbon is so abrasive to the carbide that by the time you cut 10 holes, the carbon is wearing down the carbide bits. So you'll see a variance in hole 1 to hole 10 if you measure fine enough. So if you're cutting a bunch of parts, there's going to be variances in them. It's just the way it has to be. Daggone it. You guys are watching me with these little screws, I swear. Like a retard trying to fornicate with a doorknob over here. There we go. See, we started all 4. Let's snug them up. Now, as you can tell, we're not monkey torquing this stuff. It's tiny, and it's going into small things. Don't strip the holes and then be like, oh, the hole stripped. It's a junk part. No, go easy on them, guys. It's tiny stuff going in the plastic. Sweet. Now you see, you got the transmission, got the motor forward, got our lower links on. Now, I reckon we'll start with the rear. Why? I don't know. Seems like a good idea right now. You guys see I still got those zip ties on here from the last video. We're going to cut them off right quick. I'm hoping when I go to the hobby store later they got some better shocks. If you want to comment in the description, you know, guys that are familiar with 124 stuff, what shocks do you like? What do you guys use that works well, actually has some dampening? Preferably a regular oil-filled shock. That'd be great. I understand that some of this stuff you don't get that because, well, 24 scale. So, but we'll do our best. So, see if we can get these links started. More watch the big dude with little parts struggle to get things where they belong. Yeah, I might need to move them screws. Who knows? We'll find out. I think these other ones would be better. A hair shorter. We can save them long ones for later if we need them. Hope y'all having a good day. Good week. Hopefully there's no drama in your lives you can't handle and control. We all have drama. Just hopefully we can handle it, right? Not a big deal. Or to switch this other screw out for one of the shorter ones. Because if I don't, as soon as I'll need a longer screw for something else, and I have to do it later. Grab one of these from over here. Yeah, that's better. That way we're not wasting stuff. Reusing this hardware also keeps the cost down on these kits, and you know, as we all know, every little bit helps on that. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that out of there. I think we can just thread this little ball mount right through into that. Sweet. That might be the wrong shock angle, but we can deal with that on after we get it together. Adjust all that. Yeah, we'll do the same in the front too with that other chassis spacer, chassis stay, whatever you want to call it. What power systems you guys using in your 124th? What do you like? Obviously, I'm going for weight. I want less weight and more room in the chassis. And I need, you need low speed control and a little bit of wheel speed to hop up stuff. So post up in the thing down in the doobly-doo down below. See what you're using, what you like. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. So I'm thinking we can use a couple of those screws to mount to the upper forelink. Yeah, that should work. Can't go much longer. The screws will run into themselves in between. Man, guys, I struggle with these little parts. Some of y'all laughing. I don't blame you. It is kind of humorous. Sorry, not trying to block the view, just trying to... My left hand's pretty dumb. I don't know about y'all. Some of y'all probably ambidextrous and none of that matters, but for me, left hand is just dumb compared to my right. I mean, obviously I can get the job done, but damn. There we go. There's that. Now, one thing I don't think I have are any nuts for these little tiny screws. So I'm going to have to go find some, I imagine, at the store, at the getting spot. Yeah, because I know I don't have any. So I guess in the meantime, we're going to kind of pin these in place. We'll use some of these longer screws just to pin them, I guess. Because like I said, I don't have those nuts. Now, when Marcus designed this chassis, he provided with a bunch of holes up here for your upper link mounts to get your tuning the way you like it and your fitment and all that good stuff. Man, I'm struggling to get that in there. So I go to the hobby store later. Yeah, see, that ain't going to work. It's too close to the drive shaft. Gonna have to use a shorter one. After all that hassle to get that in there, it's wrong. If y'all don't got a tech driver of some sort, like this, little flat tip with a magnet on the end, all you mechanics know, like, I'm going to cover this dude's name because he's a Matco guy, but it's not my Matco guy because I'm not a professional mechanic, but my buddy says he sucks. So, tech driver, get one. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about nuts on those things. Because yeah, see, that's not enough thread engagement to be legit. So I'm not sure what the move is going to be on that. Like I said, I gotta go to hardware and go to the hobby stop and get some hobby shop. Damn, if I could speak, and get some nuts. Because I don't believe there's not one nut on this truck for me to rob, other than the wheel nuts. So that's kind of silly, but it is what it is, I guess. They designed it like that on purpose. So we'll solve that. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. So, grab another screw here. Pull this up. Well, it's not right, but it's in there. I'll dig through, see if I can find something. But yeah, there's a little shoddy rear clearance. That link already fell off. I'll come up with a solution for that here in a few minutes. Not sure what it is yet. Anyways, that can stay. Let's move to the front. We're going to start with it turned over because, well, it makes sense in my head. We'll flip these up out of the way. We'll turn this over. We're going to go ahead and get these get this 4-link mounted on the front here. This. Looking all over for it, and it's right in front of me. Since I got to get hardware anyway, let's go ahead and jack these other ones out of here and use them. Problem with that tech driver, it's in the way. We're going to put the 4-link on the front axle first, the uppers. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, I'll run to the hobby store later and get some bolts. Sweet. Turn around here. This NSDRC mounts pretty good. It's threaded on both sides instead of threaded on one, so you can attach your 4-link to it, as well as, if you wish, your factory Y-link. So that's pretty sweet. I like it. So let's wangle this wire out of the way. So we're going to see about a different power system. Need something that's more, a little more woo-pow, a little lighter, all that fun stuff. That'd be better. So let's get these fronts on. There we go. Of course it falls down. There's no way I'll ever get a hold of that. There we go. Because monkey hands. There we go. Come on. Dang on. and then it moves. Good Lord. Come on, get in there. Don't you know where your home is? There it goes. Oh, looks like I might have to get creative with that link placement because of where that motor is. Let's see if I'll slide above it and miss it somehow. It might just be rubbing on it. We'll figure that out in a bit. I can't bolt the upper links on anyways. I don't have any hardware. Chucklehead. So let's get the shocks on. That seems like a good spot for now. We'll start with that. We can move that wherever we want it. That one's forward and that one's back. Huh. Fixed. Well, now as you see, other than that, the hardware issue I'm facing, because I was not prepared and I did not know that I would need to order some nuts. I'm going to have to order some nuts. But there's your C1 rig. Get them rear uppers on. Might need different shocks too. I don't know. All right, guys, I'm gonna run to the hobby store here in a bit and get some hardware, and then we'll come back to this. So, all right. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Matt. We're back on the SCX24 build here. I found some of the solutions for the problems I was facing. As you can see, this is how the truck looks all put together, with the body back on. I got these wheels and tires from a local hobby shop because I love Swampers. That's just my flavor. So let's take the dress off, and you can see what's under the skirt. So as you can see, I managed to figure out a solution on fitting this transmission with the motor forward in it. I had to space let me turn her over here. Let me find a driver here. I had to space this link out one more rod end. I'm gonna do the same on the other side, but I don't have any more of these longer screws. I'm having some issues finding this hardware. I just found that Enjora carries some. I'm gonna order those in, but I need more hardware. And then, as you can see here, if you can see it, I just cut little pieces off of the shock mounts there, off the original stuff, to make a little plastic nut just to hold this together while I find some M1.4 by 1.5 or whatever these little tiny screws are. I need to find. I just found some on Amazon, I think. So they'll be here tomorrow. We'll see if they work or not. So yeah, I need more nuts and bolts and hardware to make this all proper. Another thing I ran into as well. Well, I got the body mounts on. Those are on the website. Those work out pretty nice. Another thing I ran into is the drive shafts. So these are the drive shafts from the deadbolt kit, from the deadbolt RTR truck right here. I had to use the stub from the rear on the front, and these You can see that. That ain't proper. So I don't think we really need steel drive shafts in these. Maybe we do. I'm going to order another pair of these same axial shafts and then cut them down to make one proper for the front. Because if I can keep these lightweight drive shafts, I'm going to. So hopefully that works. Knuckles are on. Oh, another thing I need. I just found. So these Proline, these are bead locks. So the bead lock screws here just barely touch this knuckle weight. I'm going to order some of the hexes that are a hair wider, and I think I'll be able to actually tighten those down good and tight and not have this wiggle. But I need like another millimeter of clearance for that, so those are on the way. And then coming up next week, we're going to work on electronics and wiring. I'm definitely don't want to put this back in. That's a massive mess there. Hopefully I can decase the receiver and find a small speed control, and we'll see. But yeah, so there you go, folks. Oh, I also found at the local hobby shop when I went, they had overdrive worm gears for the front, so it's 33% overdrive, so that'll be mint. And then another thing I ran into. So I went and bought, this is a Reefs RC 25 tooth micro servo horn. See, I chopped the end off because I didn't need it that long. But on the listing for this RS100 micro from NSDRC, it says it's 25 tooth micro is the spline count. Now, this Reefs RC one does not fit. It won't fit the servo. You can't even like hammer it on there or jam it on there. So, I mean, that's the part. That's the one it's supposed to be. It's supposed to fit this servo. But, of course, it doesn't. So, there we go. So, right now, it's just got the plastic one that came with the NSDRC. And here you can see the, if it'll focus, the plastic nut. I just made fit there just to hold that together. I was going to try to go out and test drive it, but there's just no way to fit this and this, all that in there. I need an ESC that's a smaller so I can run, I want to run a smaller battery, and I want to run 3 cells. I don't know if 3 cells will kill these motors. Probably. So I'm going to do some electronics shopping this weekend. And hopefully in time for next week's video, we'll have this thing wired, correct the hex problem, get some nuts for that, and here, because I had to run this nut, this screw backwards, have the end of the screw out here. I actually ground down the motor a little bit to make that fit. Like I said, I don't have any release information on this transmission, or what we're going to call it, when we're going to release it. So you can email and ask, but I don't know yet. I also got to see. I'm thinking I'm going to need a BEC, or we'll see what ESC I can find and how strong all that is. But there you go, guys. That's more or less what it is right now. Throw the body back on. I trimmed the back of this just so it tucks in against the bottom of this fuel cell thing there. See, I mispunched a hole in the body I missed. Not a big deal, because the thumb nut here, as you see, pretty much covers up my screw up there. I'm gonna get a different body. I just haven't decided what I wanted yet. I was at the hobby shop yesterday looking, and I'm just didn't see anything that really grabbed my attention yet. And then I may need to trim this back of this off. I need to look at the rules for the class I'm trying to run this truck in and make sure that I'm not, disturbing or getting in the middle of all of them. But yeah, so that's how it looks all together. That's the MS Designs Class 1 chassis. So yeah, hopefully I'm not pushing from Class 1 to Class 2 with the setup on this, but I think I'm good. I know I'll probably need bumpers, typically for Class 1. I don't know. I need to read the rules, like I said. I'd like to find some shocks. If anybody knows of any oil shocks that are actually have dampening for these little trucks. Post it up in the little doobly-doo down below. Tell me what they are. I'll find them and buy them. Most of them seem to just be friction shocks, which is, we don't, we want real shocks. We want actual dampening if we can get it. Oh, another thing I didn't show y'all that I had to do. Take this back off. Now with the servo, obviously with that link off the side, it's not properly centered. It should be scooched over. But with the larger servo, I'm running into the servo horn's running into this front cross member, which I don't think that's too big of a deal in real driving, because as it'll articulate, it only bumps a little bit, and your truck's never going to be at full smash, so it's never, I don't think that'll be a problem. But also what I had to do, I clearanced these corners on the servo here, and here with the Dremel. So as this articulates, it didn't catch on them, because it was catching before. Just little things, fitment issues or whatever. But yeah, so there she is, fellas. Like I said, we'll get her wired up next week and get it cleaned up, and I'll solve these I'll get some real nuts that fit these, so that's all properly done. And then we'll go out and get some real footage of it running. All right, guys. Hope y'all have a good weekend. Hope y'all work on stuff and build cool things and go out and drive. All right, later.